Righto, so doing an oil change and a transmission fluid swap on this Holden Acadia. Now when you open up the hood, bonnet, you've got to slide your hand down to get to the bar. It's not get your hand underneath this way, you're not going to find anything. You got to go down and across, get the bonnet up. Now this car's been sitting here all day, and I have to change that there. Reason being is I'm doing what would you say, an improper transmission fluid change. I'm not doing the way you would normally do it. First I'm going to check the oil because I want to see how far the oil is on the dipstick, because we're doing the oil change first. So that's showing me there that it's on the full mark, even though the car is on a tilt. So that still reads full right on the line. You can see that the car is on ramps, but we still get a proper reading on the oil, so that's good to know. So first of all, we'll get to that. Doing an oil change on this car is fairly easy. So you got your sump bolt here, oil filter here, all easy access. This doesn't have any undercover plates. I would have assumed that it would have had them, but well, I can't see any bolt holes for it, so maybe this particular car doesn't have the protected shielding underneath. But anyhow, so we'll get to this first. We'll drain the oil out, take the filter off. Okay, so easy enough so far. Oil filter can be accessed with the tool. Fairly easy, not exactly on, a bit of an angle, but enough to get it loose. So we're just going to let this drain out until it becomes a dripping, and then I'll probably wouldn't hurt to take that filter out right now. Actually, might get a bit of oil on me. That's all right. We'll do that first and just let that drip away. Right, so the oil's just dripping now. It's ready to put the plug back in. This is the filter that was in it, Delco, and it's a PF63. So the one that was recommended to me was the Z1089. So both look about the same. Fill it up with oil because I'm going in from the bottom up, not from the side in or from the top down. So from the bottom up, to fill the oil filter up first and lubricate the seal with a bit of oil that's spilt onto it, and just tighten it up by hand. That's all you do. So best you can. There you go. So now we can just put this sump bolt back in. It's got a rubber seal on that bolt. I was looking for a crush washer, but that'll do. Had this ratchet for so many years. There we go. A nice firm nip up. We'll put some oil in her. Right, I know somebody's going to ask, what oil did you use? Now, engine oil would be the simplest answer. This is not what I'll be putting in if this was my car. The person who owns this car, though, always wants to use the cheapest stuff. I would have gone for 5W30 full synthetic. This is 10W30 semi-synthetic, but Nulon is a good brand, so you know, take it as it comes. I'm just going to put the whole 5 litres in, because it should take, like most cars, 5.5 litres or 6 litres if you have to include the oil filter. So you just put your oil directly in there. So that's every single drop of oil that came out went back into this 5 litre bottle, and there's a 4 litre mark there. So that's, I'd say that's a touch over 5 litres, but pretty much 5 litres. So the dipstick shows that it's got, because it's nice fresh oil, it's harder to see, but it's showing half on a dipstick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with the transmission now, and we'll recheck that when the car's level. Okay, so what we've got here is for the transmission, 11mm. Now I don't know why this bolt doesn't go all the way up. But we'll drain that out. Now the reason why this has been here all day is because I'm about to drain this, and I wanted the transmission fluid stone cold, so that way when I fill it up, I'll put in exactly what comes out. I'm not going to do the whole overflow thing running the car, because I just don't have the means of getting the back end up of this level, and I don't really want to go through that rigmarole, so I'm just going to put back in what comes out. That's why it's important that it stayed here all day, and I'm doing this at night so I can put in what it's coming out cold. So whatever comes out cold, that's what I'm going to put back in cold. Now I get some people who are probably going to question that. There's plenty of videos out there on how to do a transmission change without a dipstick, and how to do the level and so forth, but I'm not going to go down that path. A simple drop and replace what came out should be all it needs. Same deal. And as for the transmission filter on this car, you've got to take the whole side case off. I didn't want to go down that path. I told the person I'll do the change, but I'm not doing the filter. The bucket was cleaned first to make sure I get the correct measurement. The person who told her how much fluid she needs and what fluid she needs is 4 litres. I reckon there's at least 5 litres in there. So I'm going to fill it up. Once I've put this into the car, I'm going to fill the old stuff back into here until it meets that mark. Now if it meets that mark and it stops, beautiful. But if it meets that mark, then I'll stop and I'll measure what's left over that still needs to go back in. To fill it back up, I need to take the cap off. Top of the transmission right there, easy access. Like I even had to make my own tubing for the fluid to go back in, so reach down the bottom there. Now this is not the proper way to do it. Guaranteed I'm going to get someone comment saying I wouldn't let you touch my car, this is the wrong way to do it, blah blah blah. I know the person's on a budget, they don't want to spend $800 for a mechanic to do this, so you know, they said can I do it. I told them this is all I can do, it's not the proper way, but they're happy to go ahead with doing it, so here we are. Good news is the owner is going to pick up a litre of Dexron VI fluid for me. I don't know why there's traces of fluid that goes up and around. That tells me there's something else going on. Just under here, making sure that everything's okay, there's no leaks or anything. Could probably get a cloth on there just to clean that off a bit from where I had a bit of oil spill. And actually I might just degrease underneath here and be done with it then. Alright, I don't know where my proper measuring cup is, but anyway, so I'm going to go up to this line here. It would be 375ml, tip that into the container, and then fill up again, add them both together. That's how much transmission fluid should be shy. And so the oil needed an extra 300ml just to top it up to that full level. From that 1 litre there is now in the transmission, so exactly what came out has been replaced. Not playing any games there. I don't want to do any level checks and so forth. I have told them that they should go to a mechanic, they can put it up on a hoist and have the fluid level at least checked after a good drive, just to make sure that, you know, it's got the right amount of fluid in there. That's up to them. But like me, they know that what came out has gone in, so realistically the fluid level hasn't changed in the transmission. The filter, however, well, the car hasn't done many kilometers, so the filter should still be all right. Flippin' heck. Cars that beep, I tell you, they annoy the crap out of me. Okay, so you can see it's only done 84,000 K, so the car, to me, has basically got a brand new engine in it still, as long as it hasn't been driven hard. Oil change is done, perfect. Fluid's done, well, me. It's acceptable. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Cheers.